Am I the jerk for demanding that my fiancé's parents change their plans to have a vacation at the same place and time as our honeymoon? Posted by you/impressive garlic 488. My fiancé and I have our wedding coming up in April. We had brainstormed for a while about where best to spend our honeymoon. We went over the more popular and well-known places but then landed on a more offbeat destination that I felt would truly be a great place for us to start our life as a married couple. I've been looking forward to it just being the two of us. I know he has a really hectic work schedule, and we were going to make the most of this. A couple of days ago, he told me that his parents had been impressed by how excited I was about it and were planning on going there for a vacation too, largely overlapping with our dates. They're staying at the same hotel as us. I was livid. They can go any other time, why now? He said he had suggested that, but his mom said they had taken time off for the wedding too, and it worked well into their plans. Also, since we're going to be nearby, it would allow them to maybe see us a few times before we leave. I was almost in tears, I was so angry. He tried to reassure me, saying they had promised it would be 2 separate trips and that they wouldn't be inserting themselves into our honeymoon. They want us to enjoy it, and they'd be doing their own thing. I want to believe it, but I know his mom. I like her as a soon-to-be mother-in-law, but she can be very clingy and routinely laments how far he, and now we, are from them, so I just have a feeling the 2 plans are not going to be as independent as he thinks they'll be. I vented about it to my parents too. My mom agreed with me that this isn't right. My dad is more on the fence about it, he doesn't think everything is ruined. I've demanded my fiancé make them change their plans. He says he asked them to, they promised to do their own thing, what can he do, tell them he doesn't believe them and call them liars. I messed up here and said that if that's what it takes, he should do it. He got quiet. I realized that was too much and sincerely apologized for crossing the line. This has been eating me up. I was envisioning a certain type of honeymoon, and now this has happened. Am I the jerk for demanding they change their plans? Relevant comments. Commenter. As much as it sucks, the only way to truly secure an in-law-free honeymoon would be to cancel your plans and go somewhere else. Not ideal, but there's no way you're not going to accidentally bump into them the whole time they're there. Ops response. A few other comments have said this too. I truly appreciate what you're saying, and I know I'm overreacting here, but this makes me want to bawl my eyes out. Commenter 2. I would personally change the hotel, the dates, or both, or stay at a different hotel during the dates they'll be there. Also, a no cell phone policy, so they can't get a hold of you. But to be honest, this is a husband problem, not an in-law problem. He should have shut her down point blank at the mere suggestion of going to your honeymoon destination at the same time. Ops response. Dates can't really be changed. I'd be okay with that, but I know it wouldn't work for him. He had to move around some work stuff for us to finally settle on these dates. A different hotel could work, but this is a coastal area, and I really wanted one close to the beach. I'll start looking for other options, though. This hotel also had really good reviews. And since it's not a huge city or anything, if people want to meet, it's not too inconvenient, which sucks because what if they decide they do want to meet? And what if we meet on the beach? I'd have to change what I planned on wearing too. I'm just really hoping they change their plans because, quite honestly, if I'm the one who has to change mine, I might not end up being a good daughter-in-law. Commenter 3. Why do you have to change what you're wearing? It's your honeymoon. If they have a problem with what you're wearing, remind them, A, this is your honeymoon, B, they said they would do their own thing, so they should go do that, C, it's your freaking honeymoon. Ops response. There were a couple of bikinis that I had bought for the beach that would definitely be considered tacky to wear in front of in-laws. I thought about this more. I was heartened by the response here because I thought I was the one being over the top about it, but I can see that most people agree that what they're doing isn't right. I really don't want to change plans. I'm going to see him after work and stress how important it is to me that they not come. I'm going to talk about them respectfully but be firm because last time, I feel I went a little over the line, which derailed our conversation. Update 2 days later. Hi, thank you for the advice in the original post. I've thought about this more. I was heartened by the response here because I thought I was the one being over the top about this, but I saw that most people agreed that what they're doing isn't right. I really didn't want to change plans, so I planned to talk to him again, speaking respectfully about his parents but firmly, because last time, I had gone over the line a bit, which had derailed our conversation. We met yesterday after work, and I raised the issue with him again. I said that he knows how much I've been looking forward to our honeymoon, that I only plan on having it once, and that his parents being there would ruin it for both of us. I also said that I didn't want to change anything about it, not the hotel or the destination, because it just wasn't fair. He said he doesn't like that they're coming either, but they've given their word that they won't interfere. But to me, it's not about believing them, it's about the fact that the honeymoon I had in mind would be ruined with them around. I told him this wasn't just a trivial annoyance for me, it was actually making me unhappy, and I needed him to do something about it. He said he'd handle it. Well, first, he told me that, knowing his parents, especially his mom, she was going to feel slighted by us. We're going to be living a 3-hour flight away from them, so it's not like we'll see them too often, but he said he just wanted me to know that would happen. I said I was fine with that, probably could have been more tactful, but he found it amusing. He said he'd handle it, so I waited. Last night, he told me his parents were canceling their plan. I asked him how it went, and he said it went fine. They said it would be 2 separate plans, but he told them their plan was becoming a problem and asked them to change it because it would mean a lot to him. So they did. They hadn't booked tickets yet, but they're looking into either getting a refund on their hotel reservations or, as my fiancé suggested, delaying the trip to some time in the future. I told him I was sorry that he'd been put in this position, but I was so happy about it. I even started tearing up. This had been weighing on me so heavily, and I was so glad things were back to how I had envisioned them. I also know the stress of the wedding and work has been weighing on him too, and I didn't like adding this extra stress onto him. He said it was a very short and simple conversation with his parents. I had thought there'd be a big argument since they hadn't been swayed previously. My parents were also really happy for me. My dad thinks it wouldn't hurt to call my mother-in-law and apologize, not in an I'm sorry I did this way but more of an I'm sorry this happened way. My mom thinks there's no need. My fiancé thinks it's up to me. I'm really glad I came here and found out I wasn't overreacting, otherwise, I wouldn't have had the confidence to ask for my honeymoon back. Thank you, everyone. Second update 2 days later. There won't be any apologies. His parents asked for pictures from us during our honeymoon, but I'm not sending crap. His mom complained about me to my mom, saying that I wasn't making an effort to become part of the family, that I was hostile, and that I didn't understand the importance of relationships. My mom stood up for me and said I have no duty to anyone except my soon-to-be husband. I take back whatever I might have said about generally liking my soon-to-be mother-in-law. I'm done. They've canceled their vacation, which is what I wanted. I'll smile for the family pictures at the wedding, and once we fly out, I'm done with her. Relevant comments. Commenter. I don't think you should apologize either, but why did you react that way when they simply asked for a picture? They canceled like you wanted, rightfully so, and kept their distance. So why are you getting so combative? Ops response. Because she complained to my mom a few hours ago about how she knew I must have been the one who had a problem with their plan, how I was being hostile and didn't understand the importance of relationships, and how I wasn't trying to become a part of the family. This is after I've been extending goodwill and respect every step of the way. Editor's note. Op made a post in r/just-no-mill 1 day later, confirming that she's going no contact with her mother-in-law and asking about how low/no contact relationships work. Here is the one comment she replied to. Commenter. I read your post, and I was horrified. Well done on setting boundaries. The issue you're going to have is if your partner doesn't respect your wishes to go no contact and if your mother-in-law is able to manipulate him into doing what she wants. What does your partner say about going no contact? Op's response. After she talked badly about me to my mom, I spoke to my fiancé and told him I was done with her. He agreed that what she did was uncalled for. He said he was okay with me going no contact for now, at least until her attitude toward me changes. But I don't know how he feels about going no contact himself because, honestly, I didn't ask him. He's her son, and I figured asking him to go no contact too might be asking too much of him.